Now to our top story tonight at 11. The aftershocks of the deadly mid-air collision in Washington, D.C. continue to be felt around the country, including right here at home. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ryan Medeiros. We've heard about the promising young skaters from Mansfield and Barrington and their mothers. Now we're learning more about the adventurous outdoorsman from Dighton, Chris Collins. Tonight, we asked the Connecticut Dog Rescue, where he volunteered, what made him so special.
He was a very, very, very bright light on this planet. Every person that he met, he impacted, he touched.
Thursday night, Dighton native Chris Collins was scheduled for his usual shift volunteering after work. Kirsten Mende, the CEO at Lucky Dog Refuge in Stamford, Connecticut, remembers it vividly.
We texted him and, just checked in. And obviously we were concerned when we didn't hear back because it was unusual, but we thought maybe there was something at work.
A day later, Kirsten found out Chris was on the American Airlines flight that fell into the Potomac River after a crash, leaving no survivors. He was just 42 years old.
We think back, obviously, to that Monday and all of the things that we wish we had, talked about, that we wish we had said.
Chris's story started in Dighton, a class of 2000 grad at DR as a multi-sport athlete who graduated with the highest honors. But he made a whole new impact on the community in Stamford after becoming a financial professional in New York City.
What I'd love for people to know about Chris is just how giving he was. He was giving of his time. He was giving of his emotions. He was giving of himself.
Chris and his wife Jen live downtown and about 2 years ago lost their furry friend named Wilbur. The family wasn't ready for another dog quite yet, but Chris still wanted a way to be around animals, so he became a volunteer.
It really became a passion of his, and I really felt like so many, especially our longtime dogs who'd been there almost the entire time that he was volunteering, each one of them was his dog. In a way.
Chris became a part of the family at Lucky Dog, logging around 150 hours at the rescue over the past year, showing up rain or shine, on holidays and weekends.
As much as he bonded with the dogs, he also bonded just as much with the staff. He was a volunteer officially, but really the word that's going around is friend. Everybody lost a very special friend.
In fact, 2 days before he left for a business trip in Kansas, Chris made a stubborn little customer a believer.
He was walking a dog who was a little bit shy, a little nervous, and he wooed her over with treats, even though he had to be really patient and break them into really tiny pieces. By the time they came back, she was jumping all over him. She was just completely doe-eyed over Chris by the end.
Kirsten says this pup had some similarities to Chris's beloved Wilbur. The staff and volunteers at Lucky Dog were even teasing Chris. He had found his dog to adopt.
He truly was on this planet for a reason, and that reason was to take a challenging world and add light to it. His contribution, it's honestly forever in the life of Lucky Dog.
Kirsten says her heart is with Chris's family tonight. She says they even reached out to check in on the volunteers at Lucky Dog to make sure they are okay after this unimaginable tragedy. Kirsten says Chris's family reflects exactly the kind of person he was.